everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I also have a coffee shop with signed paperbacks and swag, which you can also find below. So it's been a while since I did a tips and tricks video. I'll link the playlist up in the cards. But today I thought I would touch on the whole work-life balance. You'll all know that if you've been watching my channel enough, that I am big on taking breaks and rests when you need them. So I thought that today I would touch on the work-life balance and some of the tips I have on how to achieve that. So number one, parcel out when possible. I say when possible because I know for some people planning isn't an option, but if you are able to do a loose plan or even a strict one, try setting aside a day here and there for each project or things that you've got to do. This allows me to be able to know at a glance where I will be spending my time and how it all works. It also means that I can set aside days when I won't be working, which I'll cover more in a moment. If planning strictly doesn't work for you, try things like lists or a vague idea of when you want to be able to get this thing, whatever it may be, ticked off. It doesn't have to be a whole planner spread, it can be just on your calendar or something similar. But this allows you to not overload yourself or get to the deadline, should you have one, and find out that you really don't have enough time and energy to get it all done. This only leads you to pile things onto your plate and end up working long into the night to try and make it all work. And it's not sustainable and only leads to burnout, which no one wants. At the end of the day, you know how you work best, and if you can find a way that works for you, great. But if you don't, then trial and error is your friend. It can help you try a bit of this and a bit of that and find a way to keep yourself on track without stressing yourself out too much. Number two, never give up the rest days. I've said this so many times on this channel that I'm sure you all see it coming, but I'll say it again. Rest days are not catch-up days. They are not days where you can pile all the work you didn't manage to do. Rest doesn't have to be earned. You don't have to have achieved a certain thing to be allowed to take the time off. That's just the way it goes. You are human, you need breaks, and that is completely okay. So even if you have a deadline looming over you and you need a rest day, take the day and parcel out the work not done across the remaining days. You will thank yourself later because pushing for too long has disastrous consequences and you do not want to be dealing with those. Number three, set goals that are attainable. I've always been someone that does well with goals, more so now that I'm not working as much as I was following the sepsis, but I digress. I have them here on this channel. I also have them on a private blog where I like to lay out everything that I want to do that month. But part of achieving that work-life balance is making sure that any goals you set are actually possible. There is no point setting a goal that will need you to work at 200% every single day to reach it. That's not going to help you in the long term, and again, it's completely unsustainable. You will end up getting burnt out, be a mess, and your work will suffer for it. So when it comes to setting goals, start small, work your way up, and make sure you know that you don't have to actually achieve that goal to be allowed to take those breaks. If you set a goal of writing 50k in a month and you know the max you've ever done before is 10k, then that's not going to be a useful goal for you because it's not really something that's possible without running the risk of harming yourself and your words suffering for it. So be careful with goals and always keep in mind that you will have bad days, chronic ill or not, everyone has them, so be kind to yourself. You will be glad that you were. And number four, leave room to breathe. This is something that took me a really long time to learn. Remember how I said that you shouldn't have rest days and use them as catch-up days? Yeah, This is what you should be doing instead. Have days that are literally just for catching up if you've fallen behind. That way, if you are on target, great, but if not, you don't have to flail and panic because you're running out of time. It's a good tool because you can make sure that on those bad days you have some breathing room, and it allows you to see the finish line even if you drop below what's needed. When I started planning my time more and more, I started adding in these like catch up days, and I found that sometimes I needed them all and other times I didn't. It worked for me. It allowed me to keep the panic down, the anxiety quieter, and also stay on track with deadlines and goals. And it also allowed me to, if I had done the work, slip into an extra rest day, which is never a bad thing. So yeah, those are my tips and tricks for when it comes to finding and using that work-life balance. I know for a lot of writers, working is your job that you do at home, so it's really easy to slip into sort of like, well, I'm working at home anyway, so I can do all these other things that are going to impact my work life. But it also means that you sort of assume that because you're working at home, you don't have to like set times to work, which I mean, you don't have to sit down at 9 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m. However it works for you. I know some people are better writing later in the night, and it really depends on the writer, but it also has that trick of being like, well, I've done all of this stuff and I didn't get much of my work done today, or I want to get more work done, so I'll just continue to work until basically the morning and skip on sleep or anything else like that. And it's just not sustainable. You will crash, you will burn, and it will not be fun for anyone involved. So what's one of your tips for managing work-life balance? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like, or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere. You can also support me in my Ko-fi shop, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Cramming Chronicles: The Fourth Torment, which is the fourth in a young adult urban fantasy series. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.